Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, even though you're completely exhausted? Your body is begging for rest, but your mind is running a marathon, replaying the day's events, worrying about tomorrow, and listing every single thing you need to do. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This frustrating cycle is often fueled by one powerful culprit, stress. And today, we're going to dive deep into exactly what stress does to your sleep, how it creates this vicious cycle, and most importantly, what you can do to break free and finally get the restorative rest you deserve. So, if you're ready to reclaim your nights, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our tips for a healthier, happier life. Let's start by understanding the science behind this. Our bodies have a built-in, highly sophisticated system for managing threats, known as the fight-or-flight response. This system is governed by our autonomic nervous system, which has two main branches: the sympathetic nervous system, our gas pedal, and the parasympathetic nervous system, our brake pedal. When you perceive a threat, whether it's a real physical danger, like a car speeding towards you, or a psychological stressor like a looming deadline at work, your sympathetic nervous system kicks into high gear. It triggers the release of a cascade of stress hormones, primarily cortisol and adrenaline. Think of adrenaline as the immediate jolt of energy. It's what makes your heart pound, your breathing quicken, and your senses sharpen. It's preparing your body to either fight the danger or run away from it. Cortisol, on the other hand, is the manager of the stress response. It's released more slowly and hangs around longer. Its job is to keep you on high alert, mobilizing sugar and fat stores for energy and suppressing non-essential functions like digestion and, you guessed it, sleep. In a normal healthy cycle, your cortisol levels are highest in the morning to help you wake up and feel alert, and they gradually taper off throughout the day, reaching their lowest point at night to allow you to fall asleep. Now here's where the problem begins. Our modern lives are filled with chronic stressors, financial worries, relationship conflicts, work pressure, the constant barrage of news and social media. Your brain doesn't differentiate between a grizzly bear and an angry email from your boss. It perceives both as threats and activates the same fight-or-flight response. When stress becomes chronic, your body is in a constant state of low-grade alert. Your sympathetic nervous system is perpetually revved up, and your cortisol levels remain elevated even at night when they should be dropping. So, how does this directly sabotage your sleep? First, it makes it incredibly difficult to even fall asleep. You can't just flip a switch and tell your brain, "Okay, time to sleep now." If your body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, it's biologically primed for action, not rest. Your mind races because your brain is actively scanning for threats. That feeling of being tired but wired is a classic sign of elevated evening cortisol. You're physically exhausted, but your nervous system is screaming danger, making it nearly impossible for you to drift off into the calm state required for sleep. Second, stress doesn't just prevent sleep, it fragments it. Even if you do manage to fall asleep, the quality of that sleep is often severely compromised. Stress reduces the amount of time you spend in deep sleep and REM sleep, the most restorative stages. Deep sleep is crucial for physical repair, memory consolidation, and hormone regulation. REM sleep is vital for emotional processing and creativity. When stress disrupts these stages, you might find yourself waking up multiple times throughout the night. These awakenings can be brief, sometimes so brief you don't even remember them in the morning, but they still pull you out of those deeper sleep cycles. This is why you can sleep for a full 8 hours and still wake up feeling groggy, unrefreshed, and as if you haven't slept at all. Your body was in bed, but it wasn't truly resting and repairing. This leads us to the dreaded vicious cycle. Poor sleep makes you less resilient to stress. When you're sleep deprived, the emotional centers of your brain, particularly the amygdala, become hyperactive. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logical reasoning and impulse control, becomes less active. This combination is a recipe for disaster. Small, everyday stressors that you might normally handle with ease suddenly feel overwhelming. You become more irritable, more anxious, and your emotional responses are heightened. So you have a stressful day, which leads to a poor night's sleep. That poor night's sleep makes you more susceptible to stress the next day. The increased stress of that next day then leads to another night of bad sleep, and on it goes. Your ability to cope diminishes, your health declines, and the stress and sleep deprivation feed off each other, creating a downward spiral that can feel impossible to escape. This cycle can have serious long-term consequences, contributing to a range of health issues including a weakened immune system, weight gain, cardiovascular problems, and mental health disorders like anxiety and depression. So, the big question is, how do we break this cycle? It's not about eliminating stress entirely. That's impossible. It's about managing our response to stress and creating a lifestyle that promotes rest. The key is to intentionally activate your parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest brake pedal we talked about. We need to send our body the signal that the threat has passed and it's safe to power down. One of the most powerful tools for this is creating a relaxing pre-sleep routine. This is non-negotiable. For at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed, you need to transition from the chaos of the day to a state of calm. This means no more screens. The blue light emitted from phones, tablets, and computers suppresses the production of melatonin, your natural sleep hormone, and the content you're consuming is often stimulating. So, put the devices away. Instead, try activities that soothe your nervous system. Gentle stretching or yoga can release physical tension stored in your muscles. Taking a warm bath is another fantastic option. The rise in body temperature followed by a cool down mimics the natural drop in body temperature that occurs before sleep, signaling to your body that it's time to rest. Reading a physical book, not on a screen, can transport your mind away from your worries. Listening to calming music, an audiobook, or a guided meditation can also be incredibly effective. Mindfulness and meditation are game changers for managing a racing mind. Practices like deep belly breathing directly activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7, and exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. Doing this just a few times can have an immediate calming effect on your entire body. If you find your mind is still racing, try a brain dump. Keep a notebook by your bed and before you try to sleep. Write down everything that's on your mind, your to-do list for tomorrow, your worries, your random thoughts. Physically getting them out of your head and onto paper can provide a sense of closure and release, allowing your mind to relax. Your daytime habits also play a huge role. Regular physical activity is one of the best stress busters out there. Exercise helps metabolize excess stress hormones and boosts the production of endorphins, your body's natural mood elevators. Just be mindful of timing. For most people, vigorous exercise too close to bedtime can be stimulating, so try to get your workout in earlier in the day. Pay attention to your diet as well. Limit caffeine and alcohol, especially in the afternoon and evening. While alcohol might feel like it helps you fall asleep faster, it severely disrupts sleep later in the night, particularly REM sleep, leading to more awakenings. A balanced diet, rich in magnesium, found in leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, can also support relaxation and better sleep. Finally, protect your sleep environment. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep and intimacy only. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. Use blackout curtains, a white noise machine, or earplugs if necessary. This helps to minimize external stimuli that could disrupt your sleep and reinforces the psychological association between your bed and restful sleep. It's important to remember that breaking the stress sleep cycle takes time and consistency. You won't solve it in one night. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. Start by implementing one or two of these strategies and build from there. If you've tried these lifestyle changes and are still struggling significantly, it might be a sign of a more serious issue like an anxiety disorder or a sleep disorder. Please, don't hesitate to speak with a doctor or a mental health professional. Seeking help is a sign of strength, and there are many effective treatments available. To recap, chronic stress keeps your body in a state of high alert, disrupting the hormones and neural pathways necessary for sleep. This leads to difficulty falling asleep, fragmented sleep, and a vicious cycle where sleep deprivation worsens your ability to handle stress. But you have the power to break this cycle by creating a relaxing bedtime routine, managing your daytime habits, and practicing stress reduction techniques like mindfulness and deep breathing. Thank you so much for watching. We hope this video has given you some clarity and actionable steps to improve your sleep. Which of these tips are you going to try first? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, And hit that notification bell so you can join us for more content on living a healthier, more rested life. Until next time, sleep well.